Hello and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Millie and today I'm going to be swatching all of my Lethal Cosmetics matte eyeshadows. I only have their matte eyeshadows and I have almost all of them except for 6 shades. And those 6 shades are Unity, Pilgrim, Midway, Ephemeral, Cycle, and Calcination. And the reason I don't have those is one of them, Unity, is another like kind of deep purple similar to this. And so I didn't get that one yet, and then the rest of them are pretty like neutral, and some of them are a little bit lighter beige shades, so kind of like something like this, and I just felt like I didn't need them, at least not now. I might end up getting them eventually, but as of right now, not really. So since these are all laid out next to each other, I did try to kind of group them by shade, but obviously also try to fit them in here. So you can definitely see some holes in their overall collection of mattes they have as a brand. I think there's definitely some shades that they could come out in the future, which who knows, they probably have that plan already, but I just thought that was interesting once I got all of these. Definitely saw there was a lot of neutrals, lots of blues, greens, and purples, and then not as many pinks really. I think these two are kind of corally a little bit, but this one would be the truest pink. So I just thought it was interesting. I do also think they have some really interesting kind of undertones to some of these shades, so they're a little bit unique. So this one, for example, this one, and then this one's also, I think, really interesting. Some of them still have a full imprint of their logo intact because they are so new to my collection. Well, technically it's been about 2 months. I just haven't gotten around to using them, and even when I have used them, they almost look unused because I haven't swatched them. I just went straight into using them with a brush, and so it just didn't even really put a dent in there. This is not a review. I repeat, this is not a review. I am not reviewing these. I am only swatching these to help you see which mattes you would like from Lethal, or if you already have some of these mattes and you don't want to get anything close to them, or you don't want to get any duplicates, then this is the video for you. So let's get right into it because there is quite a bit to swatch here. So here we have some olive toned shades from lightest to darkest, and then we have the rest of their green collection. So this is like a very vibrant, almost yellowy green, like a lime green basically. And then we have this one, it's a little bit more pastel, but it's still pretty vibrant. So we have Recluse, Runaway, Syncope, Release, Void, Replica, Habitat, and Eden. And I did build these up. I will build all of these up because the purpose of this is really to see the shades and the colors in comparison to each other. And of course, swatches don't always tell you everything. Here's the next set of mattes, and I would say these two are a lot closer than I thought. I wonder how these will look on the lid, if they would look any different at all. Actually, I would say this one looks a bit more green, just a tinge, and I also thought this one would be deeper than this one because that's kind of how they look in the pan, that this one is just a little bit darker. Remedy, Proxy, Yonder, Petrichor, and Inertia. Next up, I swatched the blues with the purples because there is just very slightly like possible similarities between these two shades and these two shades, but this shade is paired with the purples because it's very deep, but it has definitely a more kind of a purple tone, while this one is definitely like a very dark denim blue. So we have Altitude, Outrun, Surge, Insomnia, Sequence, Release, Undone, Night Call, and Deceit. These two are definitely a bit similar, but this one is lighter, and this one is just like got much more of a purple tone in it. Next up, we have some cool tones, and these are the kind of neutrals, but they're cool toned. Of course, there's a white and a gray, but then you can see these two. This is like a deep, deep brown with a cool undertone, and then this is kind of like a taupey crease transition shade over here. So this is Frequency and Unearth, Numb and Nocturnal, and Transmutation. Next up, we definitely have a bunch of shades that have quite a bit of similarities, which is why I wanted to swatch them all next to each other. You can see my arm's getting pretty dry. I don't have any base on it, but as you can see, I think this is a really nice variety. All of these are pretty different. This is the deepest of the magentas, and then we have some more peachy tones, with this one being pretty red, actually. I'm actually surprised how bright this red is. And then these three are very, very, very similar. This one has more of a red in it. This one is kind of almost, compared to this one, more neutral. And then this one is almost just a little bit like plum. But it's hard to say how different these would be on the lid. I definitely think I could see mostly the difference between these two since it is red and then like a plum. So this is Crossroads, then Caps Lock, Cascade, Terminus, Remission, Quick Save, Fahrenheit, Frantic, Trespass, and Corrosion. Lastly, we have all the rest of the neutrals. So you can see a really nice range here. So you have the yellows. So we have this deep brown. This one's definitely a bit more on the cooler side compared to the dark brown next to it, which is very warm toned. I think these three look very similar in the pan, but they definitely look a bit different in undertones once they're swatched out. And then I love this shade. This shade is really, really beautiful. Then we have this mauve, then the yellow. This one is a little bit more of a grungy yellow orange, and then these two yellows are next to each other, which are quite different actually. I know they look pretty similar, but this one's like a really bright sunny yellow, while this one's more of like a pastel yellow. So we have Delirium, Helios, Daybreak, Esteem, Torment, Imago, Hollow, Spawn, Catatonic, Loom, and Kindlewood. So that's all the swatches of the Lethal Cosmetics matte eyeshadows, except for 6. So I hope this video was helpful. Let me know in the comments below if you've tried Lethal Cosmetics and what kind of shades do you think that they should come out with next based on what you see here. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, I would love it if you subscribe. There's just so much indie makeup content already on my channel. Lots of shiny, shifty, and sparkly eyeshadows, as well as matte eyeshadows from indie brands already on my channel. And you don't want to miss out. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.